your finances right.
And you say that so funny. Our finances right.
Well, you know the tagline is helping you get your business right. But see what I did there? I switched up to finances.
Oh. Actually, I didn't see what you did there. So thank you. Thank you.
8 years. 8 years that tagline's worked. And so much so that you didn't even notice when I changed it.
I didn't. I thought you were talking about something completely different. All right. Well, let's see. Let's talk a little bit about your finances. So,
do we have to?
Well, we've got a couple of options.
Oh,
you've got a topic. I've got a topic. Oh. Should we do rock, paper, scissors?
I think we should alternate topics.
No, we
What's
should
yours?
not.
What's your topic?
The cure for cash flow woes.
Oh, perfect. Mine is the 5 worst cash flow mistakes that small businesses make.
Okay. All right.
We can do this.
So you make the mistake. I'll have your cure.
Seems to be a little close to reality, actually. All right. So I'll start here. 5 most common cash flow problems. Overestimating future sales.
Ooh.
I know it's coming. That ship's coming in.
Yeah. And we start budgeting and planning and spending.
Do you know what I have as a result of this cash flow problem?
What do you have?
An ex-wife.
What?
Oh, yeah. I know, Eric, you always believe it's going to work. It's going to be, you're such an optimist. It's coming. It's always coming. Bye-bye.
Oh.
Not exactly. That's an oversimplification. But
so is my O.
It's
All right. Here's the cure for cash flow woe. Determine how much money you need to spend and then don't spend a penny more. Actually, it probably is determine how much money you have to spend and then don't spend a penny more.
Okay.
So your cash flow.
It's on the horizon.
Right? Yeah, but we're going to make money.
Yeah, it's coming.
Yeah. And the cure is to don't spend more than you make.
Let's talk about what you got.
Mm-hmm.
All right. How about this one? Cash flow mistake number 2. Engaging in impulse spending, especially during the startup phase.
Ooh.
Spend. I need that computer, not this computer. I need that desk, not this desk. I need that couch. I need this. Right. And don't forget the company car.
And all the shinies. Yeah. Brand new shinies because, we're going to make it big, right? See cash issue number 1.
Right.
Okay. Here's how to cure your cash flow woe. Number 2, focus on cash generating activities. So hopefully you've got an idea of what brings cash
like
in.
Sales.
Yes.
Oh, that's could have been what I was doing wrong.
Focus on improving them and doing more of them.
All right. You ready for this one?
Yeah, I am.
I don't think you are. Cash flow mistake number 3, being passive about past due receivables.
Oh,
it is awkward to call people because who does business with you in the beginning? Friends and family, right?
Sure.
These are the people that they know you, they like you, they trust you. You can squeeze them for a couple of bucks. You get in, they promise you, especially if it's friends and family, they promise you to, I'll gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today. And when they don't, then it becomes awkward about calling in and saying, hey, you owe me money for the services I already rendered. And you feel like if you call in a collector, the relationship is likely to be ruined forever.
Well, but even before that,
it's just an awkward call.
But to be chasing down money, right? You feel like, okay, I've already asked them if they had the money, they would have paid me. Obviously they don't. And so it can put a strain. It can put a strain on pretty much any relationship, Absolutely. Right? And so it is. And so we get passive. We kind of figure it'll eventually show up. And I think that especially when you know something about the people's situation.
Yeah.
You get even more passive about chasing after your accounts receivables. All right. So here's cash flow cure number 3 is be sure you're making a commitment to the future. Take a look at your lead generation activities and make improvements where you see challenges. I would say follow up on your accounts receivables.
Yeah, yes. Absolutely. Okay.
Oh, wait, but I only had 3 cures. You have 5 challenges. That's all the cures in this article.
You know what?
I'll come up with stuff.
I was going to say,
I'll make it up.
You have a language. You don't have to make it up. You have a language, and we've taught this before. Here's the next thing. Not having a budget.
Oh my gosh.
What you got to say about that, Captain Organization?
Well, before the month starts, you should know where every dollar is going to go.
That's right.
Don't think of it as a budget, as marching orders for your money or something. I don't know. So you make it super exciting.
Right.
And it helps you to keep a grip on emotional spending, unplanned spending, impulse purchases. If you really want it, it can go into the budget for the following month.
You bet.
We can make adjustments for, how we're going to create revenue or what we're going to cut
And
instead.
you would be wise to do so.
Right. And it keeps you from having your head in the sand. I mean, you've got to know your numbers, and your sales numbers, your metrics, your finances, and your budget is one of them.
You need to know your inflow of revenue and your outflow of expenses during any specific period of time. When I was in the restaurant industry, we used to have what was called a flash sheet. It was your key performance indicators all on one page. And I would know. Now, keep in mind, I was talking about this with a friend of mine who owns a body shop. And in the restaurant industry, we are a cash right now business.
Yes.
Right? We get paid for the services right now. So I can, my flash sheet would indicate what we brought in and what we spent yesterday, and then the week, and then the month, and then the year to date, and then the year compared to last.
That's a lot of good stuff right there. A lot of great data.
It was great data. And immediately I would know, immediately I would know if we need to make an adjustment or we're doing all right.
Well, and here's where I think, I don't know if this is one of the cash flow mistakes, but not having a plan B. So if you aren't bringing in your revenue,
right,
what's the plan to bring in your revenue?
Funny you should mention. The fifth and final cash flow mistake, according to this article, is not keeping a cushion of cash on hand. So it's your backup. It's your plan B. If in the event, because look, business is cyclical, and you'll always see the ups and downs of any cycle. Even the market goes up and down, probably more than anybody cares to admit or discuss. But no matter how many safeguards you have in place to protect your company's cash, hiccups in that cash flow are a business reality. So how much do you have in the cushion department to prevent you from catastrophe when you go into a down cycle? And I think, these are some of the greatest challenges of business ownership, is how you navigate the hardest of times.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Because it's easy when it's all going swimmingly well, right? That, money's coming in, money's going out. We're saying, yes, it's all la, la, la. It's the challenges. Same with customer service. It's how are you going to handle the challenges? How are you going to handle if somebody doesn't pay you immediately, but waits 30, 60, or 90 days to pay that invoice? How are you going to handle if maybe there was a holiday, or maybe, just something, a distraction that kept people from closing on their deals with you or shopping with you? And I think a lot of times we used to keep track of events and for attendance. And if the attendance was low, I would put why. Was there a storm? Was there a football game?
Right.
There was, State of the Union address, like something happened on that night.
You bet.
And so we could track that, and because the numbers don't always tell the whole story.
In fact, the numbers rarely tell the whole story. Numbers tell a story, but rarely the whole story. And, we live in Colorado. So anytime the sun is out or the snow is out or the Broncos are playing, you can expect that attendance and sales will drop,
right?
Unless you are in the ski industry or the hiking industry or the Broncos industry, right? It's just like that. So let's go back to that first one, trying to predict future sales. All I'll say about this is this: you need to be able to forecast and forecast effectively.
Well, it keeps you from being surprised.
That's exactly right. And people say, well, isn't forecasting just guessing? Why bother? And it's a fair question, but it leads to a better understanding of the how and the why we use forecasting. You need to be able to forecast because a history gives you some expectation. So build upon your history, not upon your wish list. We'll be back with more positive business talk right after these messages. You are listening to Angel Tussey and Eric Raymer, and this is the Experience Pros Radio Network. Check us out at experiencepros.com.
The Experience Pros, revolutionizing the way people treat people in business.
KDN.